Welcome to the 345 show. Welcome to Trading Desk Live. Trading Desk Live, I'm Rob Helmick, and I want to let you know that your worst trading day is coming soon. The market is going to spike down. Your broker will go down. Your bots will fail. Your home internet will go down. Your computer will do an update just before the market opens. And your cat's going to walk all over your keyboard just to have fun. Not only that, your great-granddaughter will have fun clicking on your computer when you're in the bathroom. Hey, all of these have happened to me, and they will happen to you. You need to be ready. You need to have a plan. One of my favorite shows is Game of Thrones, and in that show, we always talk about winter is coming. And let me tell you, when it comes to trading, winter is coming. The worst trading day you've ever had is coming, and you need to be ready for it because this game is not about managing winners. It's about managing losers. Look, when you're playing poker, anybody can play a pair of aces. It's a piece of cake. The trick is how do you win a hand when you got a 2 and a 7, right? That's the trick. So be ready, have a plan. And in Game of Thrones, one of my favorite scenes of all the scenes in there is the friar. It's snowing out, it's cold, and Jon's about to go attack all the zombies by himself. And the friar looked at him and said, "You're going to attack the zombies by yourself? That's your plan?" And Jon said, "Yes, that's my plan." The friar looked at him and said, "That's a bad plan." And Jon said something I'll never forget. "It is a bad plan. What's your plan?" In other words, the friar didn't have a plan. Jon had a plan. It wasn't a great plan, but it's all he had. He had a plan, and he went out and executed the plan. Let me give you another example. 2 days ago, Maria and I got up. We went down to start trading. I had to put my bots on because I had been lazy over the weekend. I started putting them on about 8 o'clock. Boom, internet went down. Normally, we would have had a panic. That went down, and I got a little text said, "Oh, your internet's going to be back up at 12:30. 12:30? I need to put these bots on. I need to be trading. We need to know what's going on in the market." We got a plan. We practiced this plan. We know how to hook up our phones. We know where to put them in the house. We use those at a hotspot. Boom, executed the plan. I thought to myself, what's the first thing I thought of? Great video. Great video. So you got to have a plan. You need to know what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, even if it's a bad plan. You know, another thing is one time my computer, it failed to start, right? First of all, hello to Mario. Hello to Real Estate Seller. I see you guys in there. I'm trying to turn off some of the sound here. All right. There we go. Someone saw my crazy hat. Maria thought it was pretty funny. Make options great again. This is not a political show. We just have the hat. But the point is, we want to make options great again. So, my computer failed to start. I had to learn how to start trading with my iPad. And I'd never traded with my iPad and iPhone before. This happened in the summer. I've never traded with my iPad or my iPhone before. And let me tell you, it's totally different than trading on your desktop. So if you're going to have a plan, you're going to execute that plan, practice the plan. I know it seems it's kind of odd to ask, but that's what you've got to do. So let's go back now. Let's get back to the show. What we try and do on this show is, if you don't know, what I do is math-based trading. So I do millions of back tests every single weekend. I take those back tests, I put them into Vera 2.0. Vera kicks me out. She takes those millions of trades that we back test. She kicks those out to me and gives me the top 250 or so. I whittle those down myself. I put them back in there, and we do some risk tolerance. Because if you've got 10 million in your account and I've got $1 million in my account and we're both trading $1 million, your risk tolerance is much higher. You know, you can lose all the money and it doesn't matter to you if you lost $1 million, if you got 100 million in the bank. For me, if it's my only million, I have very low risk tolerance. So you got to adjust for that. Then we take all those trades. So we back test them. We give them to Vera. We get all those trades out, and then we put them on the bots. All of our trades are done by bots. There's nothing to think about. I don't think about Trump. I don't think about the earnings. I don't think about the Federal Reserve. I don't know what the news is. I don't care what the earnings are. None of that matters. It's simply a matter of math, and the bots execute those trades. We use Options Omega for the back testing. We use Options Omega for the bots, and we use ChatGPT for Vera. We built this ourselves. Took Maria 6 to 8 hours a day for about a year to build that. So that's what we do. And we just trade expected value. It's absolutely 100% a gigantic math problem. It really doesn't have anything to do with the stock market. That's not what we're all about. So in today's program, I'll be talking about two types of accounts. We have a $30,000 account we set up on October 1st, and we set up a $1 million account on October 1st as well. And I'll show you kind of how those things are doing. We do this show every single day at 3:30, and then we give you free trade, not all of our trades, but a lot of our trades at Sunday at 6 o'clock. You can see all those, and you can ask us questions in the chat room at any of that time. Which one do I prefer, Thinkorswim or Tasty Trade? Which one do you prefer if you wanted to pick one, and why? If I had to pick one, and by the way, I love both Schwab and Tasty Trade. I would pick Tasty Trade, but it's 1A and 1B. Both of them are great. Both of them give you great numbers. As I've said before in the past, when it comes to commissions are pennies, slippage is dollars. And you have to check the slippage by far and away. We've tried all the brokers out there, all the big ones, and also a lot of the little ones, and the execution on the slippage is far superior at Schwab and Tasty Trade. They're up a lot more. Tasty Trade was down just the other day, but Schwab was down, a year ago as well for quite a lot more time. So they're all going to go down. You've got the bots here. You've got the communication between the bots and the broker. You got the broker. Then you got the communication between the broker and their Oprah or their exchange. Then you got the CBOE. All of them can go down. All of the connections can go down. All of them are using vendors. There's tons of failure. That's why we always put our stops at the CBOE electronic book. If you don't know what that is, you should not be doing this. This is not for kids, okay? We're playing with the big boys. And when you're playing with the big boys, you better know exactly what you're doing, because the profits we make are minuscule, but we do a lot of them. So that's what makes it great. So let's take a quick look at the chart and see where we are now that I've been screaming at you. I went ahead and put these numbers in just so that we can kind of get a running start and exactly where I think we're going to end up being. By the way, here's the options to make where we are right now today. Everybody likes to look, is Rob up or down? It looks like we're up about $9,000, but I've got to show you a little chart that show you where we were. On the small account, you take the green and subtract the red. For those of you that went to public school like I did, you wait for people in the chat room to tell you the exact amount, but I think this is in the $100 range or so. And let's just take a quick look at the Tasty chart. And here you can see on the Tasty chart exactly where we are. You can see that we've got some pretty dicey situations here. Let me get this cleared up. We've got some pretty dicey situations in here. We really want this bad boy to stay between 69.80 and 69.85. These are the short puts, short calls over here. These are the short puts. You can see I trade a lot, about 150 trades a day. We've traded, I think, around 10. You know what? Why, yes. Let's just look and see. So we've traded, let's see here, we've traded almost 11,000 trades as of yesterday since October 1st. We're up $364,000 and a capture rate of 12.8%. We sold $2.8 million in premium. Again, we have a 5-part series on our YouTube channel. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about or how to do these things, check out that 5-part series. It shows you every single thing step by step by step by step. We're selling multiple entry iron condors and exponential moving averages. We use the 20 over the 40. I'm going fast, but I got a lot to cover, and they only give me a half hour. You can slow this down, you can replay it, and you'll be able to see exactly what's going on. Let's just take a look, just so you get a feeling for this and the consistency that we have. It's like I said, it's just a math game. I don't care if we win or lose any particular day or week or month, not even a quarter. I'm much more interested in how we do for the year, but everybody wants to see it. So here we are for the month of, September. We made $97,000 on 23,000 trades. And then let's see what we did here on November. This is a short month, right? Because of Thanksgiving and some other holidays. We only made $71,000 that month. And then December, even though it was a short month, we made about not 150, but right, what do we make? Like 147, something like that on 2,800 trades. It's a nice 16.4% capture rate. January, we had, look at this, started off down. Oh, you can't see the chart, but it started off down. Trust me, it started off down, and we're up $47,000. We like to make 50 to 75,000 a month. That should be where the math says we should be in, where we should be. And let's see where we are today, right now. So we're waiting for this to come. Options Omega refreshes every minute. So we'll go back. Let's take a look at the chart and see where we are. Now we're going to have a bunch of trades are going to come on at 15:51. Those of you that have traded here with us before, you know that. Let me take a quick look at the chat room. How do I build a similar strategy on Options Omega? Do you provide a copy in the Discord channel? I do not, but if you are if you're a customer of Options Omega, you can go to their Discord, which is where, it's where I started. Seeing how to, they have an academy, Options Omega Academy. It's all free. You have to be a member, but you have to buy the software. But it's all, you can go in there and learn exactly how to use everything and all the different types of back testing you can do, and it's endless, mind blowing. I'll have to do a couple videos on that soon. But the stuff you can do is phenomenal. I just use a very, very small piece of it, but I use a lot of it, a lot of the same thing. And then what I do is I post a lot of my trades in the Discord, but there are literally 10,000, maybe more trades or back tests in there. And you can pick from those, you can modify them. They run a great show in the morning. I'm often in the chat room in that great show in the morning where they take back tests and they'll go over them and they don't berate you or anything like that. It's a safe space, just like here. And so there's no dumb questions, and they show you how to do it. And how to improve your trade. Also, there are a lot of people in the Discord like myself, where if you just say, what do you think about this trade? And then, you'll have 10 people say, well, do this or that or the other thing, and you can improve it. But all of my trades, again, if you look at the 5-part series that I put out there, it's pretty detailed on exactly the trades I do. I do really only 2 trades. Plus, I do a Crazy Ivan, which is my own little personal fun thing that I've been doing for years that pays all the bills. But that makes real money, not 100,000, great. 300,000 is, I'm not poo-pooing it. It's a lot of money. I get it. But the Crazy Ivan is my go-to trade. The problem is with Crazy Ivan, you can only use 30% of your buying power. So then you got 70% of your buying power sitting there doing nothing. I used to put it in Bill or SGov. That pays 4%. That's no good. I want to make more like 100%, and says I'm a greedy little son of so-and-so. And so that's why I got into 0DT's SPX. I mean, Maria and I, we made $4 million the first year we started trading options. Only because Maria is a former banker and she figured out all the math and figured out a way that paid that again routinely paid based on math, not with trying to guess which way the stock's going to go. I did a video on something that people tell me, oh, you don't follow the charts. I don't do back testing. I just follow the charts. I said, what do you think charts are? Charts are what happened in the past. That's back testing. Well, I just go by what I saw on CNBC, and some guy was on there, analyst, and he was telling you what? He reads the future? No, he's looking at the past. That's backtesting, okay? And people ask me, well, why do you suppose it is that the 1007 trade is better than the 1056? And I'll tell you the answer. I don't know. Scoreboard. I just look at the scoreboard and say, before I traded math, I was making 50%. Now I'm making 75, 80%. So I don't know why it works. I don't care. I'll just take the money. Also, remember, traders are what's the time check? 3:49. We're okay. So traders are a herd of sheep, right? And the herd of sheep said, oh, Rob's going over here. And they run over here. And they come over here. And they start selling premium here. I go over here. Remember, all I do is sell premium. I'm going to sell, and now there's a lot of sellers. That's no good. I want to be over here like in trading places saying, orange juice, and I get to sell for the most money. And then the herd's going to come over and follow me here. That's why we change it every week. The herd's just going to follow us around or follow around whatever's on the internet. And we just want to find out where the herd is and not sell there. That's the trick. Not sell there. We can sell anywhere. We just don't want to sell where the herd is, right? The herd's over there. We're going to sell over here. Herd's over here. Going to sell over there. It's a piece of cake. This is not rocket science, okay? This is pretty simple stuff. So, okay, how are we doing? I get too exercised here. So, okay, so we're still partying along here. What are we doing? So, look at this. Daddy likes. I like this. We're doing a little better. Hey, you want to see something kind of fun? I want to show you something kind of fun. All right. This is where we were today. At 121. Look at that. Down $4,000. And then at 139, we were down $4,000. This is today. Then we were up $1,000 at 220. Then at 221, a minute later, we're down $1,000. Then at 229, 8 minutes later, we're down $3,000. And then at 255, we're up $1,000. And then at 301, we were up $3,000. And then at 313, we were up $1,000, maybe less. At 315, we're down $5,000. At 315, we're down $5,000. At 320, we're even Steven. At 327, right before the show, we're up $5,000. Now, where are we? I'm glad you asked. We are right here. We're up 11-ish, something like that. I got to tell you, this stuff is so much fun. And if it wasn't wintertime and if I didn't have this YouTube, I'd just be out laying by the pool. By the way, I went surfing yesterday. It was 80 degrees in Daytona Beach, Florida. It was lovely. Today, not so much. Woke up 32 degrees. Me and the dog didn't want to go outside this morning. That's how cold it was. I didn't know it got that cold anymore. Now, it was something. It was really something. Okay, so let's take a look at our trading screen. It is officially, let's see, the official Tasty Trade time. Oh, it's only 3:45. Okay, we got plenty of time. Look at these bad boys. See, look at this. These things are starting to expire. Think of these in $100 bills, right? So as my Mark Tershper, my fraternity brother, you say, I'll bet you, Rob, I'll bet you $100 bill. $100 bill. And poor Mark, God rest his soul, passed away. But great guy. And he would love to say, Rob, I got $3.600 bills. There's a $100 bill right there on the 6985s. He would love that. Good for you, Mark. God rest in peace, buddy. So he and I went through a lot being in a fraternity together. Sigma Alpha, everybody. That's what we were. All right. So as you can see, we got 28 here. We got 40 here. We got 23 here. We got 7 here. And you can see the numbers. We want to finish somewhere in this range. That would be sweet. And wherever these, I think they're all exponential moving averages. So we're going to be one-sided. We're going to have a $7,000 swing on the last 9 minutes. I think yesterday we won almost all of them. We were up $5 or $6 grand, $7 grand yesterday in the last 9 minutes. So we are looking forward to that. Let me double check the chat room before we. This Discord thing. I am very frustrated with Discord. The link is not working. I will post a new link. If you go to our channel, just our channel itself, that's where there is a link. If you go to every video, it seems like has a different Discord link. I have to say that I'm frustrated, and we have hired a couple people to make our YouTube channel better and our data better and to do better back testing and to do better financial analysis and to do some programming. So you will see some improvements when we put in new equipment. It's a process, and I had no idea what would happen. It's a gigantic process that I just did not know, what it was all about. Also, Maria and Tyler have been putting some stuff together. Maria tells me, yes, tomorrow she's going to have a video on 4 different stocks that are coming out this week and talking about them generally. She's going to show you how she does her matrix and how she does that. And then maybe she's already done that one, but she's got another one coming on these 4. And then she'll be putting out her earnings plays the day of the earnings. So normally the earnings are after hours on the big ones. And she'll be putting out sometime during the day exactly what her plays are and showing you, exactly what it is. Hey, that reminds me, we got a chance. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and close out some crazy Ivans. So these things, I'm supposed to close at 25% profit. I've been kind of jerking around with these. Let's go ahead and close this one out. So we're going to close this position at, let's say 63%, 62%. So, and we're going to close one of them, and that's at 91. That's too low. Let's see here. You can see what they're doing here. They're not taking this number right here. So they're not taking 94.75. So we're going to have to come up here a little bit. Going to have to come to them. So let's just say 94.50. So we can't get a fill here and get this thing sold. So here's the working order. You can see the crazy Ivan deal is I sell naked puts in the Qs, 30% of them by buying power, and I sell those at 45 to 60 days, 12 delta, and then I will close those at 25% profit. I've been a little bit greedy lately because Trump's trying to drive the market, and so that he gets the Republicans in the office in the upcoming election, and he doesn't get impeached. So what we're trying to do is kind of ride that wave a little bit. But I have limits on the amount of my greed that I have. So 60%, there's no reason for me not to close that out. So let's go ahead and take this off, and we'll take a look. And time check, it is now 3:49. We got a few minutes. Let's go back and see if we can't get rid of some of these Qs. I would like to get out here. This one doesn't seem to be. Here we go. So this is at 95.62. That one's about to fill. So let's go ahead and close this one out too. We're going to close this position, and I want a little bit more. So I'm willing to pay 94.50. They want 90. Each tick is $5. I know. Whoopsie. What happened there? Already have an order. Oh, that's the one I already had an order on. Nice. Thank you, Tasty. I hate to sell it twice. The stock was so nice, I wanted to sell it twice. All right, so how about this one? Let's just close this bad boy out. Do I have anyone on this one? No, 23,250. And wait, what? No. I don't want to buy another one. So, I was selling all four of them. I don't want to do that. No, just one of them. So let's close the position, and there we go, 63. And you're going to have to, I'm only going to pay you $61.75, but I'll set the market on this one. So there you go. And hopefully those will close before the end. A lot of times on the Qs, you're going to get filled at 401 because these dirty dog market makers, they want to get their money before they go home. Okay, 55 seconds. Here we go. Get ready. Here we go. All right, let's get it ready. Here it comes. I don't know if you can see it on the board, but it's coming. Here they come. Whether it's going to be on the call side. It's going to be on the call side. Here they come. I can see them. You can't. I can see them. They're coming out on the call side. We are going to be filling. It looks like they're trying for 69.80. They're trying for 69.80. They're not getting filled yet. They're not getting filled. 69.80. Try to do this by hand. We've got 6 orders out there. Right now, they're asking for 22.85. They're getting offered at 235, so we're $50 apart on each one of them. We're doing 5, 10, 15, 20. It looks like 24 of them. Three there. We just got to fill. What is this? 35 cents. What? You got to be kidding me. 35 cents. That means, look at this. This is sucky. So you see that they're either 35 cents or 210. So I say I had to order in. I wonder why it filled at 30 cents. That sucks. Oh, well, that means we're not going to have much of a swing today. That's for sure. Not all of them filled there. Maybe they did. Let's see where they filled. Let's see what we got here. So we got 4 of them here for 35 cents, 2 of them for 80 cents, 2 of them for $1.05, 3 of them for $2.85. So they're still filling. Oh, no, those are 323. Here's the 351s. So here's the 351s right here. 40 cents. Jeez, 40 cents, 255 for 5 of them. That's some money at least. 4 of them for 255, 3 of them for 260. And I think that is everything. It looks like it. So there's Barbie. Now we're getting filled. Now we would be getting filled. Doggone it. Well, that, what are you going to do? You are what you are. All right, so let's take a look at the chart. Looks like we want to be on all of these. They all filled at 69.80 or 6. The little ones filled at 69.85. I don't care about those. The 69.80. So we want to be under 69.80. All right, so let's go back to the chart. Let's see where 69.80 is on our little chart of charts. Here we are, chart of charts, 69.80. Ooh, that's not so good. It's not terrible. All right, 69.80 is right there. We want to be above 69.80. That's the game. We want to be right above 69.80. Look at this. Look at the dirty dog. This is why it didn't fill, because we had this giant down candle right here. You know what? I'm going to move this over here so that I can see the chat room at the same time. For Crazy Ivans, do I use the stop loss? No, I don't. I absolutely use the stop loss for everyone on SPX. I do not use the stop loss for Crazy Ivans. What I do, and I'm glad you asked. Who asked that? Rob H. Hey, nice name. Rob, no, the reason I don't use the stop loss is I watch the Qs all the time. And if it gets within 250 points, 500 points, I have alerts going off on my phone. At 250 points, I roll it down and out, or I slap on I buy a put. So let me just show you real quick what I do here. I'm going to have to get to this. And all right, we're staying up there, which is nice. Let's see here. So if I go just real quick on Tasty, if I go over here, so my Crazy Ivan, so if it gets down to, and this is where we have a voiceover. So if it gets down to 23,550, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy a put, which is going to give me protection and it's going to give me more time. That's kind of the game plan here. So what I would do is you can't see that green thing down there, unfortunately, but I'm going to buy at the next strike right below my Crazy Ivan put. And then what I'll do is I will keep that on until the market comes back, until it's 250 points above, at least above where my strike price is. And so here I'm going to, that's where I would click it right there. And that's where I would buy it. And that would actually, cover me. It's going to give me all the buying power. It's going to stop the bleeding, basically. Now, let's take a look at where we are. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is starting to go down. We don't want to go too far down. We want it right there in 680. Come on back up. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on back up. This has got to get back up, you dirty, dirty dog. Look where we are. All right. It looks like we're up 17,000-ish. We're up 17,000 right now. We don't have much time left. We're about a minute and a half to go, 40 seconds to go, it looks like. I can't really read it that carefully. No, I'm sorry. We got 5 minutes to go. Ugh, this is going to kill me. Come on. Come on. This is why in sports gambling, I never watch the games for exactly this reason, because it drives me crazy watching it, hoping that it goes one way or the other. When in reality, if you think about it, I don't care whether we win or lose today. I don't care about this week or this month. I like to look at the quarters, if not look at that, now above it. I still get excited. I just love it. I get so excited. This is a voiceover, by the way. We had a audio problem, but I still get excited. I'm not 100% sure where we end up. I know we ended up doing pretty good today, but it is interesting to see how it goes throughout the day, and that's the crazy thing. If you don't recall, the Crazy Ivans, I go 45 to 60 DTEs, and then I'll always put them on at 12 Delta. They're in the queues. It's going to cost me about $13,000 in buying power, and I'm going to get $3,000 or $4,000 in premium, and then I'm going to close that at 25% profit, although lately I've been getting greedy. So also the hat, by the way, some people got kind of upset about that. I never know the rules in the internet. My 9-year-old granddaughter asked me, she made that by hand. You can kind of tell which part she made, and she gave that to me. I don't know where she got it. I got no dog in the fight. I don't care one way or the other. I'm pretty politics neutral. And so it is what it is. I thought it was funny. So I still do. I still do think it's funny. If you think it's funny, let me know in the comments below. And if you're offended, I'm sorry. That was not the intent, but it was the intent to make a little 9-year-old girl happy. And I'm pretty confident that I did that. And for that, I'm proud. Now, if we could get up over here, then Daddy could have some new shoes for Mommy. That would be great. We need to come up above just a little bit. It would be funny if one of these days we're going to close above 7,000 in the SPX. I never thought we'd see the day. It wasn't too long ago. I told Maria that gold will never be over $2,500. I think it's around 4,000 plus. I told her that oil will never be under $60, and it is. And I told her Bitcoin will never be over $30,000. I remember when a couple of gals from Russia that we know, from the Ukraine actually, were here, and they were telling us that Bitcoin was going to go to $900. It was at $500, and we just laughed and said, "You're out of your mind. It's never going to go to $900." And those gals, they bought a bunch of it at $500, and they are 100% retired. They were cleaning ladies at the time, cleaning hotels in Daytona Beach. So look at me covering up my mouth because there's no sound right now. This is the number. It looks like this is pretty close to the closing bell. I'm not exactly sure where we are, but I think this is right down to the end. Hopefully we're going to get a screenshot here. You can see that the 36 trades that got up there, those are just the ones that are closed, the winning and losing side. Some of them are winners, but those are all just some of the longs that, we bought them for 5 cents and we closed them for 10 cents and they call them winners. So the win percentage is something I never look at. I am pretty focused in on the capture rate. That's something that's really important. And by the way, for those of you that don't know what we're doing here, we're doing multiple entry iron condors and exponential moving averages. I only do 2 trades, although I do 150 to 200 trades a day. I think I'm doing 200 trades today. I only do 2 different strategies. And come on up there. Come on up. Are you kidding me? Looks like we've got about 50 seconds to go. Come on up. And the exponential moving averages is a 20-minute versus a 40-minute. Here's this. Look at this. Almost, that's $19,000 it looks like. $19,000. Are you kidding me? That's a great day. Not the world's best day. What were we yesterday? Like 29,000, something like that up. And so, well, look at that. We're going to pin 69.80. That is awesome. That is absolutely, we couldn't ask for anything more. People that tell you can't make money at going in at 351 are out of their minds. It tests great. Your back tests great. People ask me all the time, well, why do you think it is that 1006 is good or 1303 is good or 1256 is so good? And I always give them the same answer. I don't know. And I really don't care, quite frankly. I mean, to be brutally honest, I don't care why those times are so good. I just know that the the investors are a herd of sheep, and wherever they go, we want to go somewhere else. If there's a bunch of people selling premium at 12.56, I want to go sell premium at 104, right? If they're selling at 104, then I want to go and I want to sell it at 13.51. I just want to be far away from this. Is a small account. I can see from my little fingers there that we're up about $250. So that's not too bad. In that $30,000 account, it's up $12,000 since October 1st. So that's about, what is it? That's in round numbers. Let me do the math in my head. I'm going to say that is, what is that? About 42%-ish. And so that means we're up 126%. And then in the big account, I think we're up 38%. So that's about 114%, 104% annual rate of return. So here's the final numbers. It looks like it's coming in, and there it is. And we are looking at 19,000 change. On the close, there is always the MOC trades come in, it's market on close, where the big funds and the market makers all want to kind of balance out their books. And so that's why on SPX, you'll see a huge volume of trades in that last minute. And it actually takes them a couple of minutes sometimes to figure out exactly where the final number is going to fall. And what happens is it is cash settled, so you don't have to take possession of it like you do with a lot of other futures. And if it does settle in the money, what you'll do is you'll get an email or a note from your broker, and they'll say that they're going to debit your account for the amount. So if, let's say it finished $1 in the money, and you had one lot, that'd be $100 that they would take out of your account, because you got to pay the difference, when it's in the money. I did notice that we got a lot of fills for 30 cents and 40 cents today, and I'm going to reset our bots for this week, because I don't want to be. I noticed it was at 3.23. We got it like for 85 cents. I don't like taking it for less than $1, really, maybe even $1.25. I'm not in this game to make 30 bucks, and then it's just the transaction costs start to eat you up. It's just not worth doing, so I'm not going to do that. All right, let's take a look at where we are, and these numbers are pretty much. Looks like they're fixed. At this point, I think I'm going to have to call it a day. I can see that I'm working very, very hard there. And basically, I'm doing a fill right now to try and finish off this recording, which is almost done. I mean, this is crazy. It's just about done. I wish he'd do something else there, but he's not going to. So let's call it a day on this one. I think we've done great. Remember that we're going to be going live from now on at 3:30 every single day. If you want to follow along with us, we'll be giving out our trades, all the trades in the $30,000 6 trades a day challenge. And by the way, there is our results since October 1st. There it is for September, 97,000, October, 71,000, November, 147,000. And that's December. We got 147,000. I think we're up. If you include today, which was another 20 grand, 19 grand, that's January right there, 47. I don't think that includes today. I'm pretty sure it does not include today's winnings. So none of those included. So here's the hat. Again, this is for my granddaughter. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Grandpa's going to be coming over to take you out to play a little bit this weekend. And there's the hat that you wanted. And if anybody's upset, you can just write a nasty note to my 9-year-old granddaughter, and she will tell you probably to go yourself, and rightfully so. So at any rate, that's the end of today's recording. We will see you tomorrow at 3:30, and I am happy to report that we did fix the audio problem, so that has all been taken care of. Thanks a lot, and you have a great day, and I'm just going to let this finish without, I think I got a couple of bloopers in here at the end, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just going to let this finish out without any audio to see. Actually, I better stay in here because I think there was some discussion in the chat room. I'm not sure if that's going to be saved with this version. Probably not. So let's see if it's just about done. Come on, we're almost done here. It's nice. I love looking at a couple of interesting things when you look at this screen. Notice the capture rate is 12.8%. We used to get 7 to 8%. We would normally get around 50% profit per year. And then we switched to doing the 0 DTEs, and that went up to about 60%. And we were capturing in the 0 DTEs, we were capturing in the 7 to 8% range. Then we switched to Vera, and we went up to 10%. And then we went to Vera 2.0, and we're up in the 12, 13% range now. So we don't know how long that'll last, but we'll take it. Pennies from heaven. We'll take it when we get it. There's my granddaughter's hat. If you look behind me, you can see the little robot. We're not supposed to say robot. That's the little bot. And one of my favorite instruments, of course, in Maria's is the telephone, as well as the globe, some of the fun stuff in the background. If you have any ideas for what you'd like to see in our bookcase, just let us know. I got a Muhammad Ali trading card I'd like to put back there, but Maria won't let me. I also have Derek Jeter and Mark Spitz. And kudos to you if you know who Mark Spitz is, but one of my favorite athletes of all time. You have a great trading day. Sorry for the sound problems. That's all we got for today. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.